So several months back, we got our first and then later, I believe, a second look at what Google was developing in terms of an actual official Android tablet, marking really, I think, for the first time in a long time, that Google is actually recommitting themselves to large screen Android devices. And no, that's no coincidence as we see folding Android devices get bigger and bigger. The Pixel Fold is right around the corner. Well, now we have, yes, like I said, the new Google Pixel tablet. And we have seen some, fairly decent images of what this thing would look like and some of the features that it is going to have. The fact that we have these little magnetic pins down here at the bottom so that it can actually attach to a base station to act as a Google Home Hub. And no, I'm not talking to you over there, so you better not start talking back to me now. And you can see that being demoed here. He's using it as a home hub, and you can just pull the thing right off and use it like a tablet. Google is claiming it's the smartest Android tablet in existence, I guess, once the thing finally does come out. Well, today we have something very, very interesting. And yes, we've already had images of this thing and sort of far away images of the dock, but now via Twitter user Shrimp Apple Pro, which is kind of an odd name, we have some more links here. And actually, what appears to be a screenshot of a listing where someone was trying to sell a Google Pixel tablet with the stand on Facebook Marketplace. Quite a deal there. $400. I would have snapped that up had I seen it in a heartbeat. That's actually a great deal, probably less than the thing might retail for when it comes out. So that is very, very impressive. Let's go to the images that were attached here again via Shrimp Apple Pro on Twitter. Welcome to your Pixel. This is apparently the device just after setup. This is probably just what it's going to look like once the thing goes through that initial setup process. Interesting that the text messaging app is there, but it has also not been updated. It is also the old text messaging app. So maybe this is an LTE model or something like that. So that should be something to look out for as it does get closer and closer. We can see here that there's a battery and a Wi-Fi symbol up there, some other stuff going on. You can also see that the edges, the corners, I should say, of the screen are a little bit rounded, which is something that we've kind of seen in some imagery already, but somewhat more confirmed there with a hardware view. Here we have an upside down picture. That's a little bit frustrating. Let's save this image and turn it around. Take a look at it there. So we have a few things actually to look at here. So we can see here, this is a 256 gigabyte storage model. We do see that the battery is at 70%, but there's almost 16 hours left in terms of what is predicted for battery life. So that's actually quite solid. 16 hours on 70% battery. I think that would get you close to like maybe 21 hours or so of battery life. So depending on what you're doing, that might be relatively solid battery life. And again, you can see the rounded corners of this screen, kind of a newer look to the Google design aesthetic. The next image here, you can see the actual base station that the thing goes into, and it does look like a typical Google product, right? It's got this sort of fabric thing over the surface of the device. You have a barrel plug, it looks like, maybe back there in the back, so that's kind of interesting. I'd like to see it be something more like USB-C. Can we actually see anything in this about how it's plugged in? Can we tell at all? Does it look like a barrel? Does it look like USB-C? It looks a little bit big to be a barrel plug, doesn't it? It's very, very pixelated, but I don't think that's a USB-C. That does look like a barrel plug. It looks too large to be a USB-C, so that's kind of a bummer, but you have to factor in that, yeah, we're going to be not only powering, charging the device, we're also powering a relatively large speaker, so maybe not all that surprising. And then here you can see the Pixel tablet actually on that stand. I actually really like the way that this looks, the way it just sort of snaps on there, and you're done. So as you can see here, Google themselves have said that this tablet is coming out in 2023, and the most recent rumors have it being released right alongside the Google Pixel Fold sometime in May. So we do still have about 5 or 6 months to wait before this thing comes out, but we do already know a lot about it. We're going to be running that Tensor chip. We've seen the device front, back, center. We have seen that little hub stand, whatever it is we're going to be calling it. We've even seen now the home screen and some of the software. Of course, the taskbar being present there is a great thing to see in some of these images. Obviously, the taskbar fully in use on some devices already running Android 12L and further, but great to see it there. Obviously, we should have expected this, but confirmed on this device as well. Although I guess I should point out one difference about the taskbar here on the Pixel tablet. Look at what apps are on this taskbar, right? And then let's go back to the images here and notice that there is a search bar down there. So this is actually kind of interesting, and I just noticed this. So on the Fold, what you have, and I can kind of show you this very quickly before we wrap up this video. So how it works on the Fold is your bottom row of apps become your taskbar when you are in an application. You see how they just kind of zoom in and out. Well, here we have, like I said, a search bar on that taskbar. And then when we're in an app, the search bar is gone. So it is intelligently just using the applications, and the search bar is actually part of your taskbar, kind of, but not really. At any rate, guys, like I said, 5-6 months to go before we have the full release of this device, price, so forth and so on. If you want to stay up to date on this stuff, hit that subscribe button before you leave. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.